Kelly Oubre Jr.? 888-957-9570. Do you want Kelly Oubre Jr. back on a veteran minimum with your Golden State Warriors? Because
this is crazy.
It's super crazy, Rick, but when you think about what the Warriors need, he's actually a guy who might fit that need.
I think, again, as we talked about in the first segment, things change when your standards have to change based on what is available to you. And if you look at who is available, Kelly Oubre Jr. right now, he is 28 years old. He signed that 2-year deal. We were talking about the 2-year deal with the Hornets where he signed 2 years for $24.6 million. So that's where he just played, which is a pretty good contract. Things, he left, or he didn't leave the Warriors. It wasn't working out. He thought he was going to get a bigger role on the Hornets. He didn't really get a bigger role on the Hornets. And now here he is. And again, I'm going to go into something right now, Dibs, and I want you to hang on with me, okay? Because I love watch my shows. Netflix just kicked me out of my mom's account. I gotta work that out with her. Okay, she's over at the house right now. Shout out, Mom. I know they're listening.
Wait, what happened?
Well, Netflix kicked me out.
Oh, because Netflix is now limiting you have to be within the household?
Yes. Yes. So now I think she just has to pay a little bit more, and I'll just cash her out.
What was the show that you got kicked out of?
Well, I didn't get, all of it. You can't watch anything.
But what were you locked in on?
I was right now. Well, I just finished Barbecue Showdown. That's another great show.
Okay. I'm always looking for recommendations because we're a family between shows.
Give me another break, and I'll get to it because I haven't been in. But what I'm getting at is what we have in front of us is another Last Chance U program opportunity for the Warriors.
Shout out Rich Beam.
Shout out Rich Beam. We've seen
Laney
it before.
College, Skyline High.
I drive by beautiful baseball field, by the way.
I've known Coach Beam since you were born, quite frankly.
There you go.
Going back to thank you, Grandy.
There you go.
Back to the early 90s.
GP2, oh man, I'm almost out the league. Goes to the Warriors. Man, this dude can ball. Gets a bag. All right. Otto Porter Jr., we know he can do his thing. Struggled with injuries. Played very well with the Warriors. He left, got his bag. We've seen this time and time again. Now, I'm getting into it with Twitter folks yesterday because I posted the most recent graduate from the Last Chance U program for the Warriors, Dante DiVincenzo. Now, people are trying to tell me, well, he had a really short stint in Sacramento and he was a baller. The Warriors didn't do anything. Really? Really? The Warriors didn't do anything? You don't think Dante DiVincenzo didn't see this as an opportunity to play with 3 future Hall of Famers and 4-time champions and get out there and do his thing and now gets the bag and gets to go back to New York, right? I know PA because he went to Villanova. We'll talk about that for a different time. But this is an opportunity for Kelly Oubre Jr. to go in, vet min deal, show us what you can do, young fella, and go get your bag. The Warriors have done it time and time again.
And I wonder if there isn't another team out there that would want Kelly to come in and do Kelly Oubre Jr. things. He did average 20 a game last year with Charlotte. And
they just be hucking stuff up there, though.
Right. And that's basically what he did. And he got paid $12 million. He had a 2-year, $24 million deal with Charlotte to go out there and basically cast off, like you're saying. He shot it at 43% from the floor and 32% from 3. Not a very good year, but is there another team out there who looks at Kelly Oubre Jr. and says, we'll give you 2 years and 10, more than the vet min, to come in there and cast off? And if the Warriors do sign him, can he play the role they need him to play?
The NBA is so interesting because you are young and then you are old very quickly. You become old news very quickly. And I think teams are looking at Kelly Oubre, and I just don't know what his market value is. I mean, the fact that he's still available will tell you something. I think with Kelly Oubre, you look at him and you think, all right, at this point in your career, you're going to need a role. What is your role on a team? You're probably not going to be a star player, which is fine. But what's your role? Are you a 3-and-D guy? Are you able to? Are you a stretch? What is it that you do here? What exactly do you do here? And I think he can go to the Warriors and say, and look, they come up with their Last Chance U program, and they say, this is who you're going to be for us. You do this to a high level, and then other teams will see, okay, this is who this guy can be. and he'll probably get priced out just like the rest of them do. And it's a great transaction on both sides. Have fun, move forward. We wish you the best.
Yes, Kelly Oubre Jr., 888-957-9570. Right now, the Comcast business text line is weighing in the 650. Oubre, rather get acid to the retinas. From the 415, no. Oubre too salty, ha, ha, ha. From the 415 also, hell, expletive, no. So right now, it doesn't feel like Warrior fans want Kelly Oubre Jr., and I get that, but what's the alternative? Because right now, you're looking at Corey Joseph as your prize free agent player on a veteran minimum deal, and this is a guy who is going to come in and eat minutes, but he's not going to necessarily score for you very much. He averaged just over 6.9 a game, 7 points a game last year. He doesn't rebound, 3.5 assists. He plays about 20 minutes. Corey Joseph is just a guy. Was Kelly Oubre Jr. that bad to where you wouldn't even want to entertain him on the vet min?
Well, to me, and I'm looking, if you don't want Kelly Oubre Jr., here's another name where I assumed, just because of what he can do offensively, I know he really doesn't care defensively, but a lot of players don't. I assumed that he would get priced out, but I don't know what's going on with Christian Wood. And he saw, he was playing at about $13 million a year. Now he's an unrestricted free agent. He last played with the Mavericks. I know everybody says he doesn't play defense, but he can do some things offensively. He gives you some size. And again, he's 27. Once you get to that 27 range, Dibs, that's when teams start thinking, I don't know what you are. I got some guys that are legitimately 5-6 years younger than you. I don't know that I'm not going to overpay you. What is it that you do here? That's another guy, if he's willing to go down, which I don't know if he is. But that's another possibility. Everybody's saying, we don't want him. He's talented offensively. If you can get him to buy in defensively, he gives you some more size. I would probably take Christian Wood over Kelly Oubre simply just to add size. But again, to the Comcast business text line, to the YouTube chat, nobody here is saying that these are first picks, right? The Warriors get what's left.
You get
we
what you
should
get.
be used to this by now.
That's right.
We should be used to this by now. It's been like this for years, since the dynasty started, besides Kevin Durant.
Well, and also the David West thing was such an anomaly that you were a championship team at that point, and you were looking at being a place where veterans would want to come to win a championship. Not that you'd be guaranteed, but you'd be much more likely to get a chip in that spot than you are now. And if you're a veteran of any of this level, whether it's any of these guys who are still remaining out there, and Grant Williams is a guy whose name's been thrown out, Christian Wood is a name.
Yeah.
And, if you're one of these players who might be able to make more than the veteran minimum, or you get a veteran minimum deal to go somewhere where you want, Golden State is not the same destination that it once was in terms of, I'll go there and take $2 million less as a veteran, knowing that we're probably going to be right there at the end of days.
Yeah, and I've seen a lot of people think, along with the money, these free agents are worried about how much playing time they're going to get because of Moody and Kuminga, which is a great point. I like Grant Williams. I think he is maybe... I wouldn't even call him a diet version of Draymond, because he doesn't pass or do anything like that, but just kind of that rough and tough defensive guy that can shoot the three ball in the corner. But throughout the year, we heard reports of him wanting a bigger role, and that's why, he wanted to move on from the Celtics. So I don't know how happy he'd be with the Warriors either. So I think that's a big part of it. There are guys out there, none of the names are going to make you say, ooh, wee, but unfortunately, that's what we got, right? I mean, just like on Friday, this ain't enough. Make it enough. And the Warriors are going to have to make it enough.
I was trying to think about who sang that song, Ooh Way.
Which one?
How we do it, how we doing, Ooh Way. It's not quite ooh wee. It was ooh way.
Ooh way.
It was early 00s, late 90s. We'll have to ask the Comcast business text line for confirmation on that.
They'll be on top of it.
Because I normally am great with my extraneous, very random one-hit wonders, but you had me thinking about that, and I couldn't come up with it. Grant Williams turned down a 2-year, $50 million deal, reportedly. Actually, it was $50 million over 4 seasons with Boston. So I think that he might be looking at something a little bit heftier than a veteran minimum deal that he might be getting. From the 408, hey, Dibs, what about Boogie Cousins? That's a no.
Boogie over
It's a
Oubre
no.
or Christian Wood. Can't do it.
From the 510, Oubre had come in on the text line. Also from the 510, Kelly will be good with CP. People forget he actually played decent for the Dubs and dropped a 40-piece one time.
Because his 3-point shooting percentage when he started out was historically bad, right? I don't even know if it eclipsed 20%. And I think that just got him off on such a bad foot with Warriors fans that they might. And that year in general was just a rough year. But there's worse things that you can do. This is a wing league. So if you can get a young wing, right, a young wing that, for lack of a better term, might be a bit desperate to, again, reclamation project, last chance you, to show what the league, what they can do. Now, does that change Kuminga's playing time? I don't know. I don't think so, because I just don't think you can have enough wings, right? And I think that they do a little bit of the same things, but I don't know that it would hinder Kuminga. I think that Kuminga is going to get the nod over Kelly Oubre, and they could play with each other. At least I would hope.
Yeah, and I think that you're in a situation where you need more size, you need more wings, and if you can get him in for the minimum, as long as you feel like that he's a guy who would fit better than he did last time around. And you mentioned that year a couple of years ago. That whole year was a bit of a disaster, and you fought to make it to the play-in tournament, and then you fell short. So many fans have a bad taste in their mouth. The Youngbloods from the 510 from U-Way is the song. Also some Spotify sharing.
Yeah.
It's great. The text line is coming through big time. From the 646, you get what you get, and you don't get upset. It's what I tell my kids. And that's really, Alan, where I think Warriors fans should be in terms of this final vet min free agency period is you get what you get, and you don't get to be upset. You've got 4 players making massive money, and Clay will probably get an extension next year and make more. But between Draymond and Clay, Steph and Wiggins, you've got 4 guys making massive money. So you're at a point where you get what you get, and you don't be upset.
And that's why I keep telling people, just close your eyes and think about how much fun you had at the parades at this point. Just think about how much fun you had, because we don't know what is going to happen in the future, but all I know is I had a great time at all 4 parades, and you should think about that too. Dibs, when do you think that we will stop hearing fans bring up Boogie Cousins? When do you think that'll happen? What's the line? 2 more years?
2 more years, yeah. 2 more years. At the end
3 more years?
No, at the end. Well, he's still young. I don't even think he's 30.
Yeah.
We actually did this exercise last week because I was telling JD, I'm like, yeah, he's at the end and this and that. And he said, I don't even know if he's 30. He might be just about 30. So you're going to hear a lot of Boogie.
Hey, Achilles' brother.
Yeah.
I've been to the other side, man. You just got to get in the depths and get in the lab.
Khan, I feel for you.
You just got to work your way back. So you know what? I'll take Boogie. I want an Achilles' brother on the team.
That's it.
We already got Clay. Actually, I don't know.
There's so many out there. KD's another Achilles brother.
Achilles brother. Shout out. The grind never stops.
Yeah. And hopefully you'll be back for the Warriors World Tournament next year.
I will be back. I will be back with a vengeance.
I don't know how we'll do it without you this year.
Yeah.
Knowing that our station has a grand total of 0 wins lifetime.
Yeah.
We felt like this is our year with you. And there was a lot of hope for Alan Stiles. And, I've seen some of the video of your game, and you have a nice little set shot.
Yeah, I'm not saying I'm going to be out here cooking Festus, even though if I got him on an island, it would be a chance for history, to tell the generations after me what happened. But I'm not saying I would have done anything, but Guru, they'll figure it out. I think Bonte, now that I'm out, all of a sudden Bonte has all this energy towards it. So I got to check him on that, by the way. But we'll be fine. And I'll be there representing. I'll be there coaching some stuff up. I'll be fitted up too. I'm going to look good.
Nice.
Don't get me wrong.
I actually volunteered to Rashid, who runs it, to referee, and I'm waiting to hear back. If they want me to, to blow the whistle, shout out Too Short.
Shout out.
Because no one better than the Dibber. From Zucchi, Maine, Boogie's 32.
Man.
So there's that. We can check that box in terms of 32. So we're going to hear about Boogie for the next couple of years, at least, going forward. And, I don't think that Boogie is probably going to ever play in the association again. Felt like last year would have been a time for him to make what you're talking about, that make good year, that Mitchell Trubisky, that Sam Darnold, where you sign that deal. And I do think that's what Sam Darnold's looking for. He's looking for that 1 year, like, hey, look at me. I'm a good citizen. It's my come up. And now he gets a deal. Like Trubisky got the 2-year deal with Pittsburgh to where he was kind of a starter light.
Did Baker get that? I mean, kind of. And now what is he, the starter in Tampa?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, I mean.
No, but he got the big deal, though. He didn't really get the, hey, come here and just, be a placeholder and get small money. Didn't he get big money in Cleveland?
Yeah, but then he got dealt, though.
Right.
I'm saying once he got dealt, it was with the Rams, let me show people what I can do, which I guess he showed enough.
I guess. And, the Rams were in a spot where, they were kind of a mess to where it didn't really matter. So you see that a lot, maybe more in football than in the NBA, but you've got a spot where, like you said, Dante DiVincenzo, he was able to get that kind of in-between deal, and now he goes out and gets a better paycheck. And that's where the Warriors should be looking in terms of offering veteran minimum deals. Forget the Boogies and the Dwight Howards and Carmelo and all the rest of the guys who are either retired or at the end of their rope.
Yeah.
Find a guy who's looking for that pivotal year. And that's why I think Oubre Jr. becomes an interesting target, because he's a guy who's still young enough to go out and get not another major deal, but you come here for the veteran minimum. You show that you're more than what you showed the first time, and maybe you go out and get 3 and 45 on the backside.
And to be completely honest, what was it? Wasn't Boogie on the Nuggets, right, a couple years ago? He actually played pretty well. So for nobody to, and I don't know what happened after, trying to look up Boogie's path and where he currently is one of the most confusing things to do on the internet. But I know he played well. You would imagine after that he got some type of shot, I would guess, because he played pretty well. And whatever happened after that, it did not go well. So I don't know. You say 2 more years to continue hearing Boogie. I think you're right, and I think it's still hilarious.